the heart, from my heart to yours. It's Podzilla After Dark on the Podzilla 1985 network. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host tonight. You may also remember me from such podcasts as last night's Extras and Epilogues with Double H and Megamind, where we talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
A boy smuggling a bowling ball under his scalp.
Glad he doesn't listen to this show.
Yeah, it's the fuck he does.
It's an unfair picture. It really is. It does not represent what he looks like.
In a similar picture, admittedly, I also look like I just got out of the bathroom with Jeff Spicoli at his high school.
Yes.
And like a cloud of smoke rolled out behind.
You and X-Pac were back there.
Very weird.
Bronco riding.
Well, now you're just making it weird, but okay.
Hey, with me tonight, of course, we have the Thursday Night Delight. Excited about the return. Are you ready for some football? It's Jesse Kimball.
I am very, 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 very excited about the return of the NFL. I'm so glad it's back.
I legit questioned if you would be here tonight.
Because I get tired of people asking for Chiefs stuff that I don't carry.
And that's weird because you don't even work at a place that sells like sporting goods or shoes. Why would they come into your job and ask for that?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's so strange.
What a weird choice.
So odd.
Also with us tonight, Lindsay Wolfgang, who definitely works as an administrator.
Yes.
Yes.
I has job.
Yes. Also with us, gainfully employed, is Shelby Chan.
Hello.
Shelby, I have Chris Chan news for you.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it after the introductions here. Also with us tonight, Double H.
Mm-hmm. Still actively making a list.
Checking it twice. And returning for the show, it's been a little while. The man himself, Tanner Calvert, I believe, is here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing my list on the fly, so just bear with me.
So, well, a lot of people
We
are.
all are.
Yeah.
Stealing my gimmick.
Hey, I always do my list on the fly. You're still in my gimmick.
That's true, Hunter. You're always prepared, damn you.
Damn, he's got me there. Well, but when I do it, it's cheeky and fun.
I feel tragic right now. Shelby, Chris Chan just celebrated his 100,000 subscriber count. He has a silver play button from YouTube now. I'm sorry, they have. I did not contribute to this. I am not subscribed to them.
Neither have I, but I also have something interesting to tell you in regards to Christian.
Oh.
So
I tell you that real quick, Shannon. There's a button with Shelby's voice I need you to hit, and asking a question to these people who do subscribe.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yes, my mother twitted my fucking temples.
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
why would you
I'm
do
sure you did.
this?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the question.
Shelby.
Go ahead, Shelby.
So their arrest now has, I guess, happened long enough ago that reaction channels are getting the raw police footage from the body cams.
I saw it.
It's been
Yep.
released.
My
So
favorite.
many videos.
Have you watched it?
I've watched a couple of them, and oh my god, you can hear the police go, "Is this for real? Is this really happening?"
My favorite, Shelby, by the way, coming to us tonight from the space station. Appreciate that.
She heard those weird knocking noises.
That's the noise they were hearing.
Yeah, it's Shelby banging her head against the wall when she was reading about Chris Chan. Yeah, I watched the footage. I think my favorite part of that was when they asked Chris Chan, is there anybody in this hotel room with you? And they were like, not tangible.
Physically?
Yes. Oh, God. All right, here's the rules. I lied about the water.
From the astral plane.
I have a bottle of whiskey, okay? I have not drank it
The
yet.
hell you say?
I'm not going to drink the whiskey unless something on the show upsets me. And if it upsets me on the show, if anything upsets me, I'm going to start drinking the whiskey. Now, I have faith in this show that nothing is going to push me to that point. I'm doing this for Brian Tanner. Love you. Shout out to you. Because Brian, and I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, Brian came in the store the other day. He's a fan of the show. He's a fan of CCW. He's a fan of mine, I hope. He loves Steven to death. He misses Tanner, for the record.
I'm here.
He said that when I am drinking on the show, he said a couple weeks ago was pretty rough. Admittedly, it was, but that's because I was drinking and I was sick and I hadn't eaten. It was a bad combination. But he said that I sound a lot more jovial when I'm tipsy. Hey, but I also go after Jesse way more, and that I'm very rude to Jesse. So I'm gonna try to avoid it. So as long as no one upsets me, I will not drink from this bottle. You have my word. Okay.
Jesse, I will say a song started playing in the grocery store tonight, and Shannon just started smirking.
God damn it. Well, you fucking upset me. Here we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Speed run.
That's just barely better than the one like and I'll do it.
It was one dislike and I'll do it.
Yes, and
That's all it was.
and I'm doing it. So, Brian, by the end of the show, when I'm going, Brian, when I sound like this, you can blame Lindsay. All right. Now, let's get the show started. Lindsay, what's our top 5 for tonight? Stop eating.
Finishing my dinner, I'm sorry. We're doing our top 5 creatures from video games.
Yes, non-human, non-playable, right?
Non-playable in mainstream.
Okay. That'll be our top 5. We'll do that here in a little bit. First off, as we do every Thursday, let's get started with the motherfucker of the week. I have a choice for everybody. We can either go the light route, or we can go the very dark route that I have been reading about tonight. You pick.
I mean, you're going to get upset
dark.
either way, and we're going to probably talk about both of them either way. So
Let's start with the dark one.
I'm going to say the one that doesn't involve you drinking more whiskey.
Oh, Jesse, we're past that
cold
point.
brew, right?
Yeah, we're past. No. I'm avoiding that for now. Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay.
Here's what I'll say about that. Here's what I'll say about that. I'm old enough now that I read this stuff. I read about this school shooting. I didn't post about it because it legitimately breaks my heart. I don't like kids, for the record. Never really have. But the idea that children are afraid to go to school and that children are killing each other like this with no real action being done by our so-called political leaders and the people that are supposed to be looking out for us, it depresses me. Like, to a point that, like, I obviously don't find it entertaining. And I know if I talk about it, I'm just going to get legitimately upset. Like, not jokey, let me drink upset, but like actually upset. Now, the one thing I will talk about, because Hunter, you posted this in the chat and I wanted to mention it, and I was going to save it for after this, but let's talk about it now, is now the best time to talk about taking action against this?
Well, it depends on who you ask. A reporter asked the governor of Georgia, hey, what can be done to make Georgia schools safer? And his response, and this is a direct quote, was, "This is not the day to talk about safety or policy. We need thoughts and prayers for the victims, law enforcement, and educators." So, the day is coming. The day is coming, I guess.
It's one of these days.
Today is not the day.
Hunter,
it's got to be one of these days.
I saw a great article about this from a publication. I don't know if you've read this before. It's called The Onion. And
see, I thought it was pronounced Onion, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
And Jesse, have you seen the headline? Did you read this article?
Yeah. I saw that article. I'm actually, I feel like I see it was deja vu, right? Like, I feel like I had seen that article a time or four before.
Do you remember the name of it?
It was. Actually, no. You know what? I don't think I get it exactly right.
I got you covered.
Okay.
I got you covered. It's no way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they post that a lot. This is the 45th school shooting this year, for the record, in case you're keeping track. I'll point out there was a fantastic headline that I saw years ago. I can't remember which shooting it was because there have been so many. It's hard to pick my favorite one. But the headline said, "God's not fixing this," in giant white letters.
That was from not the New York Post, but it was a New York paper of some kind.
Was that after
that's fake news?
Well, of course.
You can't trust anything out of New York.
All I'll say is to that political figure who said that, you can take your thoughts and prayers and shove them up your ass, because God is not fixing this. If God was fixing this, he would have done something the other 44 goddamn times that it's happened this year. I'm so sick of people. I get wanting to comfort the families and the friends of the families and stuff like that. I get that. Leave that to the community that they live with. Leave that to the people in the community that will go to their house and hug them and take care of them. You, as a political leader and someone that is supposed to lead this country, or at least your state, do something to stop it instead. Take action, you gutless fuck.
Here's the other part of that. If you are religious, and that is totally acceptable. I have my issues with organized religion, but if you are a believer, absolutely. But here's the thing. Even if you think God is who will fix this, God can't do anything without action.
Right.
Without our action. It's that same
helps themselves.
Exactly. It's that same fucking little story that I love to tell about the dude who went around constantly begging to win the lottery, and then finally God spoke to him one day and said, dude, buy a ticket. You can't win if you're not trying to help yourself.
You can't win it if you're not in it.
Right. It's the same principle. Like, you can't just sit back and say, I'm just going to pray. That'll fix it. It turns out that that's not exactly how it works. We have to actually do things that get toward the point of that.
Yes. You, like, again, man, Jesse, what's the definition of insanity?
Trying the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Well, what they've tried to do since Klebold and whatever the other guy's name shot up their school, Harris, is nothing. And they're all out of ideas.
Yes, quite literally.
It's so frustrating to see
this. Hold on.
Okay.
They have done something.
Yeah.
They have made it easier for people to get firearms.
God bless them. God bless you, boy.
And they want to make it even easier to put them on people. Yeah.
Can have
put them on the teachers too. Give a teacher a Glock 45. You can't afford paper for their classroom, but I'm certain that we can get a Spaz 12 shotgun in every classroom tomorrow.
Hunter,
praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Hunter, don't sell teachers short. Clearly, if you can't arm teachers with less than what the 14-year-olds are bringing, so we're gonna have to arm every teacher with an AR fucking 15.
Well, I don't know if you heard about it, though. Here's the good news. They did arrest his fucking dad.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Which is pretty great. And there's precedent to charge him with this because that happened previously
the
in
two,
Wisconsin, I think.
They convicted the parents of the kid's crime, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking senseless.
And honestly, we have like full fucking proof, against the good guy with a gun thing. Like with Uvalde, Texas. In goddamn Texas, we had a whole group of motherfuckers that were just standing outside the school while a motherfucker was shooting it up because they were too chicken shit to go in.
No, in their defense, because I don't want to spread false info, in their defense, they were sitting outside praying for the students.
God, my bad.
God was going to do something, but God unfortunately was busy that day. This it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And while we're talking about things that frustrate me, I was showing someone the other day, because I don't want to talk about the school shooting a lot. It legitimately depresses me. I'm getting too old and too emotional. But something that I thought about the other day, and it's been said before, but I want to say it again. I was showing them that clip. Do you remember that guy that went absolutely batshit because he was talking about pronouns in Starfield?
Yes.
Fucking pronouns.
It's so bad.
I've said it before, but I've never said it out loud, of like the right and the alt-right especially, but all of these people that are talking about woke this and woke that and go woke, go broke, that are so pissed off about how sensitive the current culture is and how you can't make jokes and shit like that anymore, are so easily fucking triggered. They are the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my life, where just including pronouns in a game that has nothing to do with you sends you into a full fucking spiral. How weak-willed are you? Like, the whole right is just a fucking mess and a joke, and like, I'm tired of pretending they're not. I try so hard to walk a fine line because I have friends on the right. I don't hate them. But at the same time, if this is the people that you let represent you, and these are the people that you are following, what a fucking tool you are, and what a fucking snowflake they are. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's actually pathetic. And I'm glad we're starting to call these motherfuckers out for being weird and pathetic. I love it. Let's keep it going. Harris 2024. Biden, I miss you, baby.
Yes, it is agreed on all counts.
So the thing I was going to tell you about before we got off on that tangent. Did you ever, Jesse, have you ever heard the tale of Plagueis the... No. Have you ever heard the tale of Thomas Perez?
No. Ooh, maybe?
So Tom Perez, in 2018, he got paid $900,000 to settle a claim against the police. Do you know what the police did to him? I've told this story before in the chat. I've never talked about it on the show, so I don't know if you remember, if you saw it. Tom Perez called the police department, the non-emergency police department, because his father, who was elderly, had not come home. Him and his dad lived together. After both of them had been divorced, they decided to live together. They're both contractors. They were getting ready to sell this house that they were in. So stuff was piled up, etc., etc. His dad went out to check the mail, took the dog with him. The dog came back without the father. The son, knowing that his dad had friends in the town and potentially had just like wandered off and talked to people and you know, did whatever, wasn't too concerned. But just in case, he called the non-emergency and told them that, hey, if there's reports of an elderly man walking around, it could be my father. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, basically. Well, the dispatcher that took this information, they sensed something was wrong. Something didn't add up to them. So they talked to their supervisor. The police then contacted Tom Perez. They went to his house. They talked to him, and then they brought him down to the station because they saw the condition of the house. They saw how everything was. They became suspicious. They brought Tom Perez in, questioned him about where his father could be. I think it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. They made up their mind that he had killed his father. So they continued to interrogate him, I believe, for over 2 days. And not just interrogated him, but it went from, do you know where your father is, to flat out telling him, we know you killed him. We have all the evidence we need. There's blood everywhere. We have video of you disposing of this. They flat out lied. They flat out lied to him and said, you killed your father. We have all the evidence. An exact quote is, where can you take us to show where daddy is? Thomas could never do anything like this, but that's not the issue. The medication that he was taking for high blood pressure and other disorders, it took over, and we need to find daddy right now. When Perez asked for medical attention for the medication, they told him, no, you don't. And they continued to interrogate him. So through this whole interrogation, not just telling him that he had done it, they took him to fields. They basically searched up and down the town to try to figure out where they had buried his father, to the point that he became so delirious, he tried to kill himself because they convinced him that he had killed his father.
They just gaslighted him into the whole thing.
And he tried to hang himself with his shoes. Hunter, this is the story of, they brought the dog in and told him the dog is traumatized because it saw what you did. Yeah. It walked through the blood. There's blood everywhere.
I remember this now.
We're going to have to put the dog down because it's traumatized. They then took the dog to the pound as a stray, for the record, is what they did.
Oh my God. Would
you believe that after trying to kill himself, because he was so convinced that he had killed his father because the detectives had told him they did, they even called in one of his friends and told his friend, he killed him. We have all the evidence. It's overwhelming. We just want a confession. Go in there and talk to him, see if you can get the confession. He never confessed. And when they told the police, he told the police he wouldn't confess to me. They told him, well, the evidence is circumstantial right now. So they changed it from overwhelming to circumstantial. He went into a psychiatric hospital after trying to kill himself. While all this is happening, the police found his father, who was at the airport because the father had gone to speak to a friend, and then his daughter, Perez's sister, paid for a ticket for him to fly out to see her. The police, knowing that his father was alive, did not drop the case. They kept him in psychiatric care. They would not let his father speak to him. And while all this was happening, they were now trying to find a different body because they were so convinced that he had murdered someone because of everything they had seen. And they reported that there was blood everywhere, which, by the way, there was a picture. There was a video of the door that they walked in with nothing on it, and then a picture later with bloody fingerprints on it that clearly did not happen, that they planted. The frustrating part of this story, when they finally let him speak to his father.
Oh, now the frustrating part.
It keeps going. When they finally let him speak to his father had to convince him that he was actually his father because he was so convinced he had murdered him. They both left. They found the dog. Good news is the pound found a tracker on the dog and it contacted them and they got their dog back. So that's a good part. The most frustrating part is the police to this day say that they did nothing wrong, that everything they did was completely in line, and the officers who were responsible for this horrible thing have been promoted and called Employee of the Year the year after all this went down.
Obviously.
The reason I'm bringing this up, it was a CNN article I read today. I'd heard this story before, but they posted a new story where after all this time, Tom Perez has never been apologized to and has never been given an explanation about why he went through what he went through. It is one of the biggest miscarriages of justice I've ever heard. It is absolutely, it's something I would have talked about on No Turning Back with Shannon Young. I would have spent an hour talking about it. It's absolutely insane that the police can literally lie to your face, not to just the point of we suspect you did something, but tell you and your friends and everyone else, no, we have the evidence. We know you murdered them. We have proof. You're dead. We're going to kill your dog, and get away with it scot-free. I defend the police occasionally. I don't hate the police. Some people do. I don't hate the police. But when I hear about stuff like this, it's so hard not to hate the police and the bullshit that they get away with just because they're the police.
Yeah, that's even worse than, like, Shanna, I think you had seen this as well, because I think I remember talking to you about it. The woman that had called the police, she called them for help, and they came over, and she had the boiling pot of water.
Yeah.
And they just shot her dead in her kitchen.
Yeah, you're talking about Sonia Massey. Yeah, they went to her house. She was clearly having some kind of mental issue, some kind of mental break. She rebuked them in the name of Jesus, and they were so freaked out that they ended up shooting her in the head.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, he is going to trial for her murder. At least.
I thought that he got off already.
No. Let me look it up real quick and make sure I'm not lying my ass off. Let me double check that real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, the false confession stuff. There's a great, I think it was like a 2-season documentary on Netflix about that, and I think it's called The Confession Tapes, but I can't think of the exact name off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And there's just some unbelievable stuff that comes out of those things. Yes. Watching people in a confessional booth, and I get it. There are things about that can be helpful, that can be beneficial, or have been historically, but to watch someone use it in a way that's extremely unethical, that is extremely unscrupulous, completely unfounded, is just it's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that I'm skimming through the CNN article you were talking about right now, and as I'm saying this, I land on a quote from Perez's lawyer, who says this wasn't an error or a misstep. This was a series of gross departures from generally accepted standards.
Absolutely. 100%. And Jesse, really quick to answer your question, the officer's name is Sean Grayson. He's a 30-year-old deputy from Riverton, Illinois. He was charged with 5 counts, 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of battery with a firearm, 1 count of official misconduct. So he is being tried for it.
Also, I wanted, like I saw in the Wikipedia page here, he has stage 3 colon cancer. Diagnosed in the fall of last year, and I don't usually root for cancer.
Maybe God will fix it.
Well, that video is truly heartbreaking. Like she wasn't even having she wasn't having any kind of an episode or anything like that. Like they made a joke, and her response to them making a joke was like, well, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then, like, he pulls Grayson pulls a gun on her, and she drops the fucking pot that she's holding and, like, hands it in the air and says, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. And then he shoots her in the head.
Well, Jesus is very powerful.
Computer.
As a heartbreaking video.
You know, it's like that comic of the guy who's boxing and the fighting, and the guy starts to do the Kamehameha, and it's like, I didn't think he could, but I wasn't going to they didn't want to take chances with Jesus.
I wasn't going to risk it. I also want to point out I wasn't actively looking at this at the moment that Lindsay was talking to the cat, so all I heard, because it didn't all pick up, was just, computer. But she was trying to voice activate it over there. I didn't know what was going on.
They all just jumped up on top of my
Enhance.
keyboard.
What a time to be alive. Okay.
And there she goes.
So that's the dark one. That's the actually upsetting one.
The other fuck the police thing that hit, because I'm also with you, Shannon. I don't always like hate the police. Like especially because of where I work. Like I interact with some really good people all the time.
My daddy was chief of police. A crooked one, I hear.
My dad was a cop when I was little.
Ooh. So I wanted to say that before after saying fuck the police. The Breonna Taylor decision, did you see that? We never talked about it.
Yes, where they pretty much exonerated the cops, right? And said that it was her boyfriend's fault.
Said it was her boyfriend's fault. That's why Breonna Taylor was shot dead in her sleep.
Again, man, there's more. There's the whole, I think it was Pulse nightclub, where the people were hiding in the bathroom. The cops came in, guns a-blazing. They ended up killing a bunch of people that were hiding from the active shooter, and they ended up, blaming the active shooter for it, finding the cops completely innocent of it. They said he was responsible because he created the scenario. Cops get away with a lot of shit because they're cops. There's a reason they call it the thin blue line. It's ridiculous. I don't hate cops. I hate dirty cops. I hate bad cops. I think if you're a cop and your first instinct in any situation that could even potentially be dangerous is to shoot first and ask questions later, you're not a good cop and you shouldn't be a cop. And I don't understand why America thinks that's so that's so unreasonable.
Yeah. Anybody that like follows that whole like rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah.
Anybody that follows that mentality, go fuck yourself.
If you carry a weapon, if you carry a gun, then you should be a trained official who knows how to use the gun, knows when to use the gun, and you're responsible to carry it. Which is why teachers should not be fucking armed to hold off children who come in with AR-15s.
There's no money. I can't stress this again. There's no money for that. They can't afford to give you pencils. They sure as fuck can't afford to give you ammunition.
No, they'll just be able to bring their guns in from home. Every teacher has a gun.
That's true. Well, every American should have a gun. If you don't have a gun, I'd consider you red. Look, we got to stop talking about the bad stuff and get to the slightly funnier stuff.
Let's go. Funny stuff.
People tune into this show for entertainment, not to be saddened.
What's the light MFer of the week?
The Pope.
No.
I have not heard anything about the Pope. What did the Pope do?
He was in another country that ain't America, and he was talking about how important it is to have children, and he questioned people who have pets instead of children, called into question their worth. And I just think that's funny. Because I was like, well, that's literally all of my friends except Tanner. He has both. Tanner's the only one among us that the Pope gives a shit about, apparently. So you heard it here first.
Or J.D. Vance, for that matter.
Yeah.
And I really wonder if somebody on the Pope's PR team didn't go, is that who you want to be acquainted to this week?
So,
you sure about that?
You heard it here first officially on Podzilla 1985. Tanner Calvert is endorsed by the Pope and J.D. Vance.
All right, I'll head out.
At the very least, the Pope and J.D. Vance are not made uncomfortable by Tanner.
Well, they've never met him.
Yeah, I was going to say, not yet.
He's a big, powerful man. He'll scare him.
Give him time.
Give him time. All right. That's it. Let's stop doing this now. Let's get to the top 5, which is supposed to be...
I had a less serious one.
Oh, you do. That's right. Yeah.
This went really well the last time we tried it. Go right ahead.
No. I think we can all agree on this one. I vetted it early, so go ahead.
Little league parents.
Yes, that's 100% true.
Oh,
any sports parent. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I had to umpire
that.
a softball game earlier, and
Well, none of your parents that come to your games, they're great.
Right.
But
right.
In general.
Oh no, they're terrible. I don't care.
Tanner, I'm trying to help
one
you
way or the
here.
other. I don't care. I told them to their face they were terrible.
Did you see that clip of the guy of coaching, or not coaching, but reffing it was like a judo tournament, and the dad just straight up ran up and fucking body checked him?
Yep. Oh, did you hear the whole story behind that?
No.
Oh, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, it was a wrestling tournament. This guy's kid gets called out for an illegal heel hook. He wouldn't let go of it, and the ref had told him more than once not to do it. So he gets a whistle blown on him, and then that kid's dad, runs out and just bodies the referee. Well, or the umpire, I guess. No, referee.
Referee.
Yeah, I don't know where I got umpire from. Anyway,
baseball.
You're gonna love this. This is phenomenal. So he bodies the ref, and they get kicked out of there. Well, I don't know how much you know about this, Shannon, but referees for things like that, typically that's not their full-time job, right? We all know a guy who several of us worked with who does this part-time and still does it part-time.
Got fired for it, if I remember correctly.
The referee at that wrestling tournament, his day job, he's a lawyer. And so he immediately pressed charges.
Yeah.
When the cops came, because it's assault. I mean, this man was assaulted. He was attacked at that event. The cops went to find the guy. Come to find out, that man got warrants.
Oh,
so does his wife.
Oh!
It wasn't just that. He misappropriated. What were those loans that they were giving out during
the COVID,
COVID? The PPP loans or whatever?
Yeah.
Misappropriated a shit ton of funding from those, and they've been looking for him for a hot minute. So, yep. Not only did the guy completely fuck up his kid's, wrestling career, that kid will never be allowed on a wrestling team again because nobody's going to want to deal with that parent. He also got himself and his wife arrested. So
that's hilarious.
Happy endings all around.
Yes,
love it.
And the ref is like he mentioned in some interview that he does. I forgot about this part. He does like some kind of fitness training, like some kind of martial arts training. And he was like, they're like, "You all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
He got right back up.
He didn't really hurt me.
He didn't flinch.
Like, I mean, he literally got right back up.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." But that guy's not.
Now that you
He's
mentioned
in trouble.
When you said all that, I recalled. Yes, I do remember this story because the dad had a vaguely good reason for doing what he did. I have an audio clip when they asked him of why he did what he did. He had well, no. This is serious. I'm not kidding this time. He had severe trauma from a child because his
Yes, my mother kissed my fucking tip.
You're awful.
That's gonna disappear from the soundboard one day.
It better goddamn not. I need my tipples. Okay. I am.
Well, if it gets replaced, it's going to get replaced with the clip of you saying that just now.
I'm a fourth through the bottle. I'm so upset already. All right. So we're talking about our top five. Our top 5 creatures, non-playable, non-human creatures in video games, right, Lindsay? Video games specifically?
Yes, video games.
All right, before we do that, though, Hunter, because we've changed enough of the names that it's no longer objectionable, and last week, for the record, it wasn't racist to begin with, can you please read off the... Don't laugh!
I will... Although I'm going to make you read one because Bob changed his own a while, and I've been reticent to change it since because he likes it so much.
Oh, no.
So I'm not saying that, but you can finish it out with that. I'll start. Ace of Grace's name is Rod Zakimbo.
Yes.
Which is very funny to me.
That's Tanner.
Why is that not mine? I don't understand that one.
Because yours is already good.
Your name is Big Baby Alien, obviously.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cody is Schizo Plenties, which is the candy you get at the movie theater in the asylum, I think. Ethan's name is still Small Face Political Guy, which is also very funny to me. My name changed this morning to Tiger Amish. I wasn't there for that one.
Well, that's because I told Lindsay to tell her coworker that, I like Tiger
I was
Army.
very tired this morning.
And she's like, I don't know what that is. I said Tiger Army, the band. She said, I thought you said Tiger Amish. And I went, well.
Tiger.
Jesse has the best name, though. He has the best.
Jesse has the best name because he this sounds like a creature I would pick for this list. Jesse is Cashmore the Action Duck. Lindsay is obviously Truma, but with a bunch of like little hearts and stars around it. Kaz is the turtle of meat. Sure.
Whale meat.
Shannon is whale meat. Shannon is Gerald Crow.
I am Gerald Crow, yes.
I don't know where this one came from either, although I think I'm the one that changed it. Shelby's name is Chestnut Forever.
That's a Batman film, I think, yeah.
Steven is a screen of Maloney's. Uh-huh. Zach Gertis is the Penis Scrolls 6. So, I guess. And then, Shannon, go ahead and tell him what Bob's name is.
I forgot he changed this. His name is Booty Hole Brown.
Yes, it is.
But for the record, if you're looking for
you say that.
If you're looking for the color Booty Hole Brown, you can get that in the Sexy Red collection, featuring other colors like Nut and Sex on My Period.
So gross.
And I'm pretty sure a couple of them were like venereal diseases, weren't they?
Yes, one was, I think, was just gonorrhea.
Or one of them was like some kind of discharge or something.
Yellow discharge. Yellow discharge.
Oh, God. Yeah. Why? Why?
Now, Lindsay, you don't normally wear makeup. Is this makeup you would wear?
Fuck no.
Shelby, same question.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got that. Glad we got that solved. All right, let's get to the top 5. God damn it. I'm so confident in my choices. I'm going to tell Hunter that he is absolutely correct, and I am going to go first. And we've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 lately, and one of the best quests that I've ever seen in an MMORPG ever is the Manderville Man is of Hildebrand. It's the greatest quest line you've ever seen, and it reintroduced me to a character that I love, and I think he fits the criteria. My first pick is Ultros. Ultros, I sent like 5 gifs of him today to the chat. He is if you're a Final Fantasy fan, you know what I'm talking about.
Cute little purple squiggly guy.
He's a purple octopus. He's very lecherous.
Yes.
He'd love to get his tentacle around you, and then he goes slurp. Muscleheads.
Hate him.
What'd you say, Tanner?
Does he just say it like that, like slurp?
He does. And it's drawn out. It says slurp. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I thought it was a joke. And now I'm uncomfortable.
He makes people very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you should be, because that's what he's trying to do.
Ultros is fucking hilarious. He starts in Final Fantasy 6. He's in a lot of Final Fantasies. I think 6 is his best version though, and then also 14. But I absolutely have cracked up. I've never laughed more in a video game than I have at the past couple of weeks while we've been doing the Hildebrand quest in Final Fantasy 14. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. And Ultros is the best non-main Final Fantasy villain in the entire fucking series. He's always fun. He's always great. Ultros is my number 1 pick. If you don't know who he is, look him up. If you're a lady, keep 5 feet away. All right, let's go. Actually, he's got giant tentacles. Stay much further away.
You need more space than that. Yeah. I was already thinking it, yes.
Yeah. All right, Jesse, you're up. What's your number 1?
All right, my number 1, this is going to make Shannon mad real quick. I'm going to take Murloc off the board.
Well, Jesse Kimball's getting kicked off the show. Goodbye, Jesse.
We all love Murlocs.
Yeah, he was my number 2.
You had to know this was going to happen.
I thought I had at least 1 round. Fuck.
Oh.
Fuck, you're doing it to hurt me now.
I wanted Murloc. This is why I needed to take it. These are the delightful little creatures of World of Warcraft. I say delightful. They, for classic and hardcore, they will absolutely fuck you up. Suddenly there will be 45 of them.
Yes,
and they will kill you.
It's like going to a Home Depot looking for employees.
God damn.
The parking lot, at least. I gotta go. I gotta take off.
What are you saying?
Yeah, they're the one thing. If you've ever played like WoW hardcore, you have to worry about going to any cave, but outside of caves, Murlocs are what you have to watch out for.
Legitimately, I think more people die in classic hardcore, especially at the East Vale logging camp because of the Murloc village north of that. There's a couple quests you have to do, and Jesse's right. You'll be finding one, and then suddenly there's 20 of them. It's like a goddamn clown car pulls up full of Murloc clowns.
And like you're doing just fine. You kill one, like you pull it, and then another one spawns in and comes at you, and then another one, and like sometimes they do just kill you, like it's death by 1,000 cuts, and you're like, God damn.
Yeah, it's especially painful, but how can you hate them when they're so sort of cute? Maybe
they're creepy cute.
There's one in the Warcraft movie. If you look really close during one of the scenes, I won't tell you when. You'll know it when you hear it.
Yep, there's also a really fun quest line that you like. I think it was a special event in WoW where you saw different timelines where Murlocs take the place of like central characters.
Oh, I never saw this.
That's just awesome. Delightful. I thought I sent you a screenshot of it a while back.
You need to if you didn't before. I need to know this thing.
All right, yeah, I'll find it. It's a Bronze Dragon quest line. I'll see if I can find it for you later.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, let's go on to Shelby Chan with her first pick.
I'm gonna pick Chow from the Chow Garden.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love those little bastards. They're so cute, and depending on where you raise them, they can either be Dark Chow or Hero Chow. You can make a Chaos Chow. They look cool as shit. They're so cute.
A Chaos Chow. There's something about that that's very funny to me. Now, Shelby, really quick before we move on, which was the first game that had the Chow? Was it Dreamcast?
No, it was
GameCube.
I think it was GameCube. No, GameCube.
Well, the Dreamcast would have been before that.
I don't remember
because they were in Sonic Adventure.
Well, they can be in other games, but these are the first games that had the gardens where you could actually raise them as babies. Like,
the gardens.
See, I thought that was in Sonic Adventure too. Or, I mean, it was in Sonic Adventure also. I'll confusing.
Be completely honest with you. The last Sonic I played was Sonic 3, and then I played like one of them about a year or two ago. I had a long time where I didn't play new Sonic, so I missed on all those games. Always hear how good they are, but never got to play them. All right.
Shannon, real quick, I wanted to go back. I found that link and I sent it to you. It's called Asmerloth. The timeline where Murlocs rule.
God damn it.
All right, carry on.
All right, Tanner, you're up. Whoa.
Recently got into... What?
Try that again.
All we heard at first was...
All right, so I recently finally got into Fallout with the fellas. And I got to tell you, I have fallen in love with the Mothman. Like his design and everything and the gameplay. Did I steal one from Hunter?
No, you stole one from
Jesse. That was
not me. Good.
Anyway, yeah, Mothman is literally, I love the design. I love the story behind it. I love the Mothman Equinox. It's a blast. It's one of my favorite missions. So yeah, Mothman.
I'll tell you one that's not going to be on anybody's list, and that's the Scorch Queen. Fuck that bitch.
Or Scorch stuff in general. Like it works for the game, but I'm over it.
Good.
I'm done with it.
Mothman's a good pick.
You were correct.
I know.
It was casted.
So they did have a Chow Garden in that. Okay.
Yeah.
I never messed with it. I had the little VMU, but I never actually ran the little garden and all that. I was a 15-year-old boy. I'm not gonna do that.
No, you were drinking beer and watching sports. All right, let's go to Double H.
Yes, of course, obviously. Shannon, it's Chocobos. It's Chocobo from Final Fantasy.
Oh, I already. No, you almost got me mad. But I remembered that I said one per game. I told myself a rule. I was going to do that again.
And we had a pretty lengthy discussion before we started this that there were a lot of characters from Final Fantasy that needed to get chosen, but I think the first two we picked every time were Moogles and Chocobos.
The most iconic.
We realized Moogles don't count.
Unfortunately, in Final Fantasy VI, Mog is
playable character. However, chocobos, other than outside of the mainline numbered games, you don't actually ever play them. And even when you do, it's like you said, it's like Chocobo Dungeon and racing and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it's chocobos. They got an identifiable theme. You can make your own. Basically, you can get different colors of them. You can race them. Chocobos are amazing.
I would say they're the horses of the Final Fantasy world.
It's when we do the inevitable Final Fantasy episode of Horse Time, it's Chocobo time.
It's Chocobo time.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess the biggest question, and I'm not going to pose it to you right now because I really think this question would be too hard. I really do. Is what's the best version of their theme music? I truly. I mean, because there's so many versions. There's one on Final Fantasy VII. That I really love. And then there's another one that has almost like a surfer feel. And the Chocobo... All right, so this is going to sound stupid. Let me just drop my heart to you really quick. There's a version of the song where the Chocobo makes little chirpy noises. And you're going to make fun of me. I don't know why. When I hear that song and I hear them start chirping, I tear up. I legitimately tear up. There's something about it that it makes me sad, like in a good way, but I can't do it because I'm such an emotional drunk wreck that it destroys me inside. I'm going to keep drinking. Go ahead.
Well, Shannon, that's why I'm sharing this for you. Because it's the other wonderful Chocoboness.
They're all good.
Well, there's also the theme that plays when you get onto one, when you ride one as a mount in
14.
In 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very upbeat, fun little, orchestral version of the theme, and I like that one too.
They're just the best. They're better than people. Like,
they're very good.
Shannon, you have to watch the things you say. All right, Lindsay, go ahead.
Okay. I had a tough decision on what I want to start with, but then I remembered a game that I haven't played in forever that I love everything from, but you and I have a favorite from it. So I'm going with Puzzle Gums from Viva Pinata.
A lot of good candy related animals in that one, but Puzzle Gums are the best.
They are adorable, and they are just little pinata bumblebees with bulbous behinds.
Pinata bumblebees.
There's Xbox. If you're looking to have games, bring back Viva Pinata.
Yes,
that was a great game.
I will play again. I loved it.
I think that's one of the first games I ever saw Lindsay fall in love with, other than Pokemon. Like, she absolutely adored that game. So yeah, bring back Viva Pinata. Okay, thanks.
There's a lot of things they could bring back from Rare and just have not.
Well, who wants to make money?
If we're gonna pick bees, as long as it's not the fucking honey beast, that's fine.
Oh God.
Well, I got a real problem with honey beasts, man. I can't.
Unfortunately for Hunter, my next pick is from no, it's not honey beasts. Since Jesse took my favorite creature from World of Warcraft, I'm going to try to dip into another MMO. This is a deep cut. There's maybe one person that's going to listen to this that knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Ultima Online, the Mongbat. No one knows. It's a bloody misery to everybody. So Mongbats were like a mongrel bat. They were like a little human, like a small human-sized bat thing. They're one of the first things you fight in Ultima Online. They have a very distinctive noise, and I always remember being too weak to fight anything of substance, so I fought Mongbats. That's it. That's the whole reason. Because Jesse took Murlocs from me, and I picked Mongbats instead.
I looked them up. They look like something you would see in one of the old D&D monster manuals. Like a Mongbat very much looks like the kind of thing, like the drawing of it and everything looks like something that I should see like a rating for on how to, a challenge rating on how to incorporate it into an encounter.
I'm putting them into the chat real quick. This is an actual in-game screenshot of a Mongbat. Shelby's probably the only one that knows what a Mongbat looks like already, but this is what they look like.
It kind of looks like a gargoyle.
It's like a little monkey gargoyle. Yeah.
I like how it says a Mongbat. Like, just so you know, the A, I don't know, is very funny to me. That's a Mongbat.
All right, Mongbat's my choice. Let's go to the rat bastard. Or Jesse.
Look, the way I see it, you had a choice to make between Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, and you clearly chose incorrectly.
I was so scared Hunter would take Ultros, I had to do it.
I'm gonna be real with you. I was not even remotely thinking of Ultros.
Damn it!
Not even close. Not even close.
Damn it! You see, you chose poorly.
I stand by Ultros.
All right. My next one, so this one might not count, so you guys can tell me. Because the next one I was going to pick is Krogan's from Mass Effect.
Look at him. Look at him. I just posted a picture of him. Look at him. He's so cute.
Fucking ultras.
I don't know what those are, Jesse.
So Krogan, you get one in your party, but in Mass Effect, you have a character that you create.
Can't play them.
You can't so you can't actually play as a Krogan.
So if you're not playing as it, yeah, it counts. It's in there to help you.
Yeah,
Can you play as a Krogan in the multiplayer?
I never played the multiplayer, so I don't know.
I played it twice, and I honestly don't remember.
I'm
I'm gonna allow it as the other person who played Mass Effect here. I'm gonna allow it.
Thank you, Hunter. Yeah, Krogans are awesome. Hunter can back me up on that, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. They're basically just these giant frog monsters that they are so.
Every time you say that word, my brain just goes to Krogunk, but I know that's not what you're saying.
No. Rex is the first one you get. He's one of my all-time favorite characters in Mass Effect because he's just super cool. He's very fun, and so they're like these giant frog monsters that love war.
Now.
All right, I was just searching one up. So that's perfect. Yeah, so. Giant frog monsters love war. They love it so much, and they reproduce so quickly that there was something called the genophage, where they made it to where they couldn't reproduce nearly as quickly, and it was extremely rare for a female Krogan to be born. So they fixed that, and they're probably going to dominate the entire galaxy now because. They are so strong, they're so fast, and they reproduce so highly or so quickly.
They're huge and fast, and Jesse thinks they're awesome.
I do. Grunt was in that was your Krogan in Mass Effect 2. I didn't like him as much as Rex, but he was still pretty cool. But no matter every single playthrough I've done of Mass Effect, I always keep a Krogan with me because they always make me laugh, and they're just very, very fun. They have super deep voices, and they have a lot of things to say, and they're not afraid to say those things.
It's got a weird voice.
They were
very deep.
Apparently, they were a playable race in the co-op multiplayer in Mass Effect 3, but it's fine. At that point, you're basically talking about a side game anyway, because again, that was nobody really played that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not at large, anyway.
Before we go to Shelby, I want to tell Hunter that picture I posted. That is apparently a custom-made diorama someone made of Ultros and the bridge.
I saw that.
That's
and
it's
cool. The kind of thing that's going to send me running to Etsy to see if they're making more of them.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's very cool.
Muscleheads hate them.
You tell somebody put a shit ton of work into that too.
Yeah.
Well, don't tease
we're back.
Kids.
Shelby, go ahead.
We were disconnected for a minute.
Uh-oh.
That's
not good.
We can hear you now.
I just now got back in. My entire
I was
screen
going to say, Lizzie was gone too.
Wow. All right, bye, Shelby.
No,
that's unfortunate.
We started Discord.
Yeah, I heard next to nothing of Jesse's story at all, and I'm like, okay.
Well, apparently that's a Discord issue because I heard Jesse's story. So did Hunter, I believe.
I was going to say, you and I were here
as long as you heard it, that's all that matters. It'll hit the recording.
Yeah, Shannon was just about to say something. I heard a bee sound, and then everything froze, and I was like, what just happened? And then Shelby was also frozen. Her whole Discord crashed. She's restarting it now.
It was
That's
probably
what I had to do.
I was probably talking about the B sharps, honestly.
Trump's done.
Really quick, while we have a second, I'm going to go over Ethan's pick. Because he said, but I can't find it. I'm looking for it. Midna from Final Legend of Zelda. Yeah.
The Final Legend.
It's the Final Legend of Zelda. Ethan's in there right now.
Job's done.
Job's done.
That's why I said it. Job's done.
Well, replied to him and said, I'm not that kind of orc.
Don't you have to say me that not that kind of orc?
I mean,
you're not that kind of orc?
You're not that kind of orc. Tanner, so it came out this week that you fathered a child out of wedlock.
I did.
Just stalling for time at this point while Shelby restarts.
So to go back to a previous pick that someone had talking about the Chocobo.
Yeah.
It was me.
So I obviously I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, and Assassin's Creed Origins had a big crossover thing with
It did.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
So the other day, or not about a month ago, I did a playthrough of Origins again, and I got back in there, got back in my old game, and started from the beginning with my original character. And I'm running around, and I have a horse running around Egypt dressed as a chocobo.
Which is just fantastic. You could also get the Assassin's Creed outfit in Final Fantasy 15, which I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought there was something for that in 14 too. I don't have it obviously, but I could have sworn there was.
I could have sworn I saw someone in an Assassin's Creed outfit.
Yeah.
Hunter, I have an audio clip here of my favorite. I uploaded it. My favorite version of the Chocobo theme.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is the one. This is the one I was talking about earlier. The one that makes me like tear up whenever I hear it. And I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try not to tear up hearing it now. But here it is.
Yes, my mother twitted my
Yeah, I was waiting on it.
Apple!
I think that was the name. That was the name of your chocobo, wasn't it, Tipples?
Tipples the Chocobo. Yeah.
I mean, going forward, it will. Okay, hang on. I'm on it. I'm on
name
it.
is now Tipples the Chocobo.
Tipples the
Well,
Chocobo.
obviously, Ethan.
Of course.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm gonna get rid of small face political guy and change him to Tipples the Chocobo.
All right, Shelby is officially back.
Yeah.
Yay, it's
All
her
right,
turn.
Shelby, you're up.
But not fast enough to save Ethan from that fate.
Well, I'm going to go with Armstrong. He is a boss character from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. He is a sentient house-like monstrosity that's pretty much run and controlled by fungus.
Gross.
A brief description is, at a glance, it appears to be a strange building standing alone in a small field when suddenly it bursts out of the ground, revealing its true form. A fungal structure with a fence for one arm, a cannon for the other, and needle-spitting protrusions for its head.
You got a picture? I'd like to see
I'm
this
looking at it.
monstrosity. Yeah.
It's so cool! Hold on, let me give you one.
I was trying to do the same. It's kind of hard to see in this little picture. I've never seen this thing before, though.
Ugh.
Okay, that's cool.
Very
looking.
weird. Yeah.
He is so
Very
cool.
strange.
And in the game, like, it's just kind of wobbling around. Oh, it's so neat. It's just so cool.
Of sorts, yeah.
I think it's awesome.
In the same way, nightmares are cool. All right, Tanner, clean it up. Number 2.
Not remember Assassin's Creed a second ago and bring it up again. I'm gonna go with the Isu from Assassin's Creed.
Is that the aliens?
Yes.
Shit, look at me. Look at me.
They're not aliens, but that's yeah. I know what you're saying.
Send me a picture.
So,
I'd like to see a picture of it.
let me see here. I'll send you Jupiter.
Jupiter.
I guess they're creatures. I guess.
Yeah, and they're not humans, like they specifically say they're not humans, but they're not gods.
Yeah.
They simply came before.
Hunter, did you say did you say accoutrement?
Accoutrement. What the fuck am I even saying?
Like, would you? All right, let's see.
Damn
Shannon,
son
would
of a
you?
bitch.
Would you consider the engineers from the Alien franchise? Would you consider them a creature?
That's a hard one. Because they're technically human-like. They gave life to humanity. That'd be in my gray area. But it's also not a video game.
Well,
They've never appeared in a video game.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it's the same idea. But it's like they're not. They created. Hang on a second. They created life from creating DNA and creating life.
So basically the same thing that the engineers did.
Yeah. Here, the one picture I'm about to send right now is Juno and Aita.
But they didn't make a bunch of movies that ruined the idea, unlike a certain franchise.
Hey, I love the anime franchise now.
I've always loved the Alien franchise, but we'll talk about that later. Let's move on. While you send that picture, Hunter, let's go to you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's just an elf.
Yeah, they are kind of elven-like. You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. Let's. I kind of want to do that, but I don't think it's going to be a problem later. But it might, so I'll do it anyway. I'll do my Fallout pick, and I'm going to go with Deathclaws.
Ooh, I almost put him on my list. Boy, I was.
Yeah, that's
itching.
what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Those are the big
What I was
old
worried
bears,
about.
right?
No, you're thinking
that's a
of,
Yagwai.
Yeah, Yagwai are
Okay.
the big old bears. Deathclaws are the. I think someone determined somewhere along the way that there's some kind of lizard that there's some
Okay.
kind of mutated
Yeah.
lizard.
They're the scariest
Lindsay,
monster
Deathclaws
in
are-
Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. They're the most dangerous thing in Fallout. Now, don't get me wrong. Each game's got its own little, things. Like, you don't want to have to deal with Earl in 76, that crazy mutated Wendigo.
Fucking hate her.
But Deathclaws are ubiquitous. They're in every one of the games. They're always terrifying, especially the earlier you run into them. Like, it's to the point that even at, I don't know what level I am off the top of my head in 76, but it's in the, 350 range. That anytime that one of the dailies is kill a Deathclaw, I literally go, all right, here we go. Like,
you gotta get yourself ready for it.
they have an island. There's a fucking island named Deathclaw Island, and I know I can kill it before it can reach me now, but it's one of those things where if I make a misstep, because I use a bow, an explosive bow, and I run stealth, if I make a misstep in the process of that, I'm going to be jumping, ducking, dipping, dodging, and diving to get away from that thing before it gets a hold of me.
The only
There's
thing.
only one monster in Fallout worse.
Yes, I was about to say this. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
Probably.
Mirelurk?
Yeah, the Mirelurk
Mirelurk
Queen.
Queen?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Look, I just hate the sound that thing makes. Otherwise, it can't do shit. Okay, anytime
sound
I have to
is
say,
scary.
I don't want to keep telling the story, but anytime that I have to take down a Mirelurk Queen, you go to one space in the top right of the map. I hop up in a tree, I take out her vents, and then literally she just scuttles around underneath me while I kill her.
But it's the sound.
Screw that.
The sound is
The sound is
legitimately
horrifying.
bothering. Yeah.
Especially because it's when you have to go over that lake. If you go over that
Yes.
lake and trigger her to pop up out of the lake, I mute my mic or my headphones every time.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's when you're not even
That's
looking
close.
for her and she pops up that she's bad.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you went first this round. So
Indeed.
I am gonna go
Everyone.
with my favorite fish that kills me every time because I suck at water levels. I'm going with Cheap Cheeps from the Mario franchise.
Fear the fish.
Cheap.
Cheap Cheeps are the right answer. Some would say
It
blooper.
will bite your ass and kill you.
There's about 1 million of them.
Well, the difference is the blooper can't exist outside of the water. Cheap Cheeps will just jump up and get you anyway.
Yes,
They
it
will
can.
fly in the air and bite your ass.
Well,
Bloop-
okay.
in the later
Originally, they
levels.
couldn't.
Yeah, bloopers, they start cheating, and they start putting bloopers in the fucking sky, and it ain't fair.
What?
Yeah, it happens. Really quick, we want to take a second to send our thoughts and prayers to the team behind the Minecraft trailer.
Oh god.
Rough time, boys.
It ain't going great.
It ain't going great. Thank God you got Jack Black to play Jack Black in a blue shirt. So, all right.
He's Minecraft Steve.
He's Steve. Can't you tell from the fact that he changed nothing about his appearance?
Oh my god.
Am I the only one sick of
I'm
Jack
telling
Black?
you.
I know I am.
It started with
I
Chris
love
Pratt
Jack
being
Black
Mario.
still, so.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Terrible things.
Ooh.
All right. My next-
I can't get mad at Jack Black for just trying to get a paycheck, man.
Well, I'm not either, but if you're gonna do a movie and have characters in it, at least try to make the characters not just the actor. It's clearly just Jack Black being Jack Black. He didn't change anything about his normal appearance. It's just Jack Black. He looks nothing like Steve from the game.
I mean, in fairness, Steve looks like whatever you want him to look like in the game,
No.
and he has no personality.
No, he is a block.
Did you want him to be a block?
Jesse, he's a fucking block guy.
I hate this film.
I mean, I have no interest in watching it, but
Anyway, Shannon's up next. Lindsay.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
What?
Lindsay just went.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lindsay's at the end. Never mind.
Yeah.
I had it the other way around. I was like, how the fuck you were so
Oh,
far away?
she's top dog. Lindsay, do you count? How do you feel about Pokemon?
I wasn't going to pick any, but if you want to choose a Pokemon, I will allow it, because they are a creature, and technically in the game, you are a trainer, and you utilize them. You don't actually play as them, unless you're playing Mystery Dungeon, which is a spinoff.
Good. Can you...
Ditto.
Can you... No. That would be on my most sexually... yeah, you don't want to hear this. Liz, I'm going to give you one guess which Pokemon I'm going to pick, and you're not going to get it.
Can I have a hint?
He's a lot like me in that he's uppity as shit. You would look at him and go, what a pretentious motherfucker.
Sirfetch'd?
That's a good pick, but unfortunately incorrect. I'm going to put it in the chat now, and I'll let you tell everyone who it is.
Oh, Snivy!
It's Snivy.
It's Snivy.
I love Snivy.
His little top hat and monocle.
I don't think I've ever expressed to everybody how much I love Snivy. I've already talked about Meowth. I've talked about Skarmory. I've talked about, all the ones that I love. But I've never really gotten into how much I love Snivy. What an arrogant prick he is, and I love every second of it. Look at him.
It's a shame he just gets worse as he gets bigger.
So you played Snivy when you played Black and White, right?
God damn it, don't you do that to me. I always pick Snivy. Snivy's amazing. And yeah, I agree with Hunter. He gets worse as he goes. He reminds me of Score Bunny. Score Bunny was the one I was going to pick, but I always talk about Score Bunny. Score Bunny is fine as he gets bigger, but Score Bunny is the best. Snivy is also the best. He is just an arrogant little lizard thing, and I love him. Okay. That's it. Sometimes you don't have to have deep reasons.
That's fine. Yeah.
Let's go to.
That's all it takes.
Sometimes you pick people just because they're attractive and they were available after your breakup. All right, Jesse, go ahead.
Oh my!
I don't want to talk about it.
So my next
you do.
Kind of like shots fired.
All right. The next one I'm gonna do is a character from Hollow Knight. His name is Cornifer.
Yes.
I'll get a picture of him. He's kind of like a I don't know if he's a mosquito or a moth or some kind of beetle, but he's just this real happy dude. He's always like, whistling and humming his song, and you find him and he gives you a map of the area, and he's just delightful. And there's a picture of Cornifer.
That's pretty great.
I love Cornifer. Like every time, you're rolling around in Hollow Knight and you hear him humming along, all happy, like, oh, thank God, I'm finally gonna get the map to this fucking area, because that's how you experience every fucking area in Hollow Knight.
It's because every area in Hollow Knight is terrifying.
Absolutely, and even more so when you don't know where the fuck you're going.
All right, Shelby.
I am gonna go with the Autoboss, which is a weird hippo-like creature from the Made in Abyss video game. The binary star one. Hang on, let me see if I can find a picture.
Made in Abyss.
Shannon,
what is it called?
Sending pictures of Ultros.
Oh,
it's terrifying.
Why?
So that thing is actually a relatively chill creature. And they are
growing on it.
It's just little horns. So everything in the Abyss is really warped. Made in Abyss is just a really messed up manga. Like it's really good, but it's really fucked up. If anyone wants to read or watch the show, it's fantastic. But just be prepared. The author has some weird fetishes that kind of come through.
Oh no!
Fantastic. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, well, there's nothing like fetishes to get you going in the morning.
Why?
I apologize. Tanner, what do you got? And is it fetish related?
Full quote. Oh no.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Riding a dragon. It's the dragons from Skyrim.
Well,
Aren't there several?
I'm glad
dragon.
I'm glad you didn't say Elder Scrolls Online, because as you and I both know, there are no dragons.
There are no
in
dragons
EA,
in
so-
Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
Online. No.
That's proven.
I'm
Do you
over
have
it.
a specific dragon,
Over
or
it.
just dragons in general?
I think what the name of the dragon was
My
on
back
top of the total of the world.
My back's bad.
I can't help you. I never played it.
You never played Skyrim?
No, true story.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I guess Sarah did, though, right? She was big into it, wasn't she?
Oh, Sarah played the shit out of them.
Yeah.
She played both Skyrim and then a ton of ESO. I feel like I told this before, but quickly, I was very excited to play Oblivion when I got a 360. I started playing Oblivion. I got out of the prison, the sewer prison or whatever, and I looked around the world and went, nope. Too big, too much. Can't do it, and I never went back.
That's one of the reasons why I don't replay that game on anything but Xbox, because if I can't have the mods where I can change how the game starts, and I've got to wake up inside that jail cart and go through the whole fucking mission again, no.
Well, it wasn't even that I didn't like the intro. It was just I got the open world opened up, and I went agoraphobia kicked in, and I was like, no, I'm good.
I'm gonna
too much.
I think I'm going to say a controversial thing here. I think Oblivion was a bad game.
I couldn't tell you. Didn't get far enough to know.
I think it was bad.
It's not Skyrim.
It was the combat system that I didn't like, because it still used the dice rolling system. So you could, or was that Morrowind? Did Oblivion change that, or was it?
That was Morrowind.
It's Morrowind I'm thinking of then. It's Morrowind I'm thinking of. Because Morrowind was the game that I literally, I took a crossbow, aimed it at a guy's face, shot it, and missed. And went, what the fuck? Because the invisible dice roll said I missed. Bad magic. All right, Hunter, what do you got?
Oh, it is me again. Shit. Okay. I also thought about picking a Pokemon, and I'm going to hold on to it, and I might get around to it, but not for now. Shannon, I'm going to go with the Castlevania pick.
Oh, you motherfucker.
This might surprise you.
My next one is the Castlevania one, you son of a bitch. What are you going to pick?
I don't think we're going to have the same one. It's possible, I guess, but we've never talked about this, so I would be surprised. And I'm trying to remember which game this one's from. Maybe you can help me out, because it was, it might, maybe not, because it's one of the ones I played. And again, I played a lot of the DS games, and you didn't, as I recall.
Right.
But I think this was from a previous game, and I think it might have also been in Symphony of the Night. There's a boss fight against a thing called Legion.
Motherfucker! Are you fucking kidding me?
Shit. Are you serious?
Are you yes!
Oh my god!
I'm dead fucking serious. My next.
I can hear you screaming from downstairs from one ear and in the mic from the other.
I cannot believe of all the Castlevania things you would pick, because I have motherfucker. I have him under his other name, Grand Falloon. Yeah, the giant, the orgy of bodies.
I was gonna say it's a sphere of bodies that has a large eye peeking out of it. Yeah, and then it just drops bodies off of it that are zombies, essentially.
Yes, it's such a cool. It's legitimately, I swear, 100%. It was my next pick. I cannot believe this. That is insane. That is actually fucking wild.
It is a recurring boss, and I'm wondering which one I fought in it. So it could have been Symphony of the Night.
Symphony is where I first fought him.
Portrait of Ruin. He's in Portrait of Ruin, and that's almost definitely where I ran into it.
I think,
because again, I loved Portrait of Ruin.
I believe he was called Grand Falloon in the original game, and then he switched to Legion, or maybe it was the opposite. One was one or the other. But yeah, it's the same exact creature. It was the first thing I could think of from Castlevania. It's such a unique boss fight. It was just fucking weird, and it's so weird that you and I picked the same. That is insane.
Yep. Again, because we've never ever talked about this.
We've never talked about it. Never.
I'm looking to see. I think it's Grand Falloon and Symphony of the Night.
By the way, you've definitely turned me onto the bottle now. I appreciate that.
So taken directly from the wiki, it says the origins of its design come from a biblical account about a demon or several demons who possessed a man. The New Testament outlines an encounter where Jesus healed a man possessed by demons while traveling, and then an event came to be known as the exorcism of the Gerasene demoniac. So basically, they brought them together, and this is where the "My name is Legion, for we are many" thing came. Yeah.
This monster.
Picture, that fucking thing is horrifying,
dude. I had this picture on the ready. Swear to God, I had this picture on the ready for my next pick. It was literally my next pick. This creature was the story I've told you guys. I think I've mentioned it before about the guy that's trapped in his own head with all the different versions of his sensibilities. I call that story Legion because of this monster, because that's what it reminded me of. Is this amalgamation of just bodies of creature. Oh, it's so good. Fucking weird.
I'm gonna pull
Not another great picture. That one's probably the best one, but this is the one that kind of what it looks like in the game, and you can see that little eye that isn't quite open there.
And basically, it's in the game, as you're beating the shit out of it, it just drops bodies, and eventually you get to the core, which is this thing. It's great. It's one of the great, I think, maybe the greatest Castlevania boss.
Up, man.
Yeah. Damn, man. Damn. What's up, Zach? La 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 la.
He sent me a voicemail on Xbox, by the way, the other night. We couldn't hear him. That was just him going la la la.
All right, Lindsay, go ahead. And if you pick, I don't care what you pick anymore. Fucking take it. I don't care.
Of course you don't care what I pick. That's fine.
Take my pick.
I was going to do my WoW pick since you and Jesse have both gone. Can you take any guesses at what I'm picking?
Squishy.
Ooh.
No, it's not. I did think about picking Squishy, but no, I did not pick the Oracle.
Oh, I know.
I'm going...
Brightwing.
Okay. Yes, the Fairy Dragons.
Yeah.
Because before you could easily get them, there was a quest line that you used to have to go through to get an egg that would then hatch to get you a pet for it. And I remember going through that quest line, specifically hunting it down because I wanted that as a pet.
I remember doing that.
Now you can just catch them from pet battles, and it's kind of less special, but I've had mine for a long time, and I don't care.
It's adorable. You also have a mount and a plushie of it.
I have two mounts, because I have the thinner mount and then the dragon flying mount that's a little buffier.
Yes, but Jesse and I both know you wouldn't be caught dead on a dragon riding mount.
That's because I suck at all of that stuff, and I hate dragon riding. I'm sorry. I will let you two fly me around, and I will be the little dragon that follows you.
We are well
She's
aware.
perfectly happy becoming a little dragon.
Yes.
All right. Well, my next pick was legitimately 100% going to be Legion / Granfalloon, and I still cannot believe. I don't think I've gotten that mad in the moment on this show in a long time. So the only other thing I have written down, I'm gonna have to figure something else out, is I also picked an alien, potentially the greatest alien in any video game. It's from Perfect Dark. Does anybody remember?
Oh shit! What's his name? Elvis?
Elvis the alien from Jurassic Park, probably. I don't know.
Jurassic Park. Yeah, he's a gray, and they show him in like a little Hawaiian shirt and stuff.
And then he gets like the American flag vest and stuff. Yeah, put it in the chat here. He's a very friendly alien, and he was the only other one that I could think of off the top of my head that I said I want this motherfucker. Apparently he has. I'm assuming this is an unlicensed doll, but look at that doll. You're gonna want that doll. Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Yeah,
that's good stuff right there.
So Elvis the alien.
Yeah, that was a weird game. It's so fun.
So weird. I love that game, and
he was also the go-to in the multiplayer. You know, where everybody wanted to play Oddjob and GoldenEye. He was the go-to for Perfect Dark. Elvis was because he was short, and you wouldn't immediately aim at his head.
Yep. I'm legitimately excited for the new Perfect Dark game. I hope they do a good job because Perfect Dark 0 was not it.
Not it.
No,
that wasn't the one.
All right, Jesse, go ahead. My night's ruined.
All right.
Hey, Thursday, man.
So for my next pick, I'm going to go with Bullymongs from Borderlands.
I hate those things.
They're kind of like Yetis.
Right.
Like, of all the monsters in Borderlands, like, I love many of them. The reason that I picked these in particular is because I have never laughed so hard at a side quest in any game in my life as I did when you were trying to do stuff to research Bullymongs, so that what is his name?
Is it Claptrap or the hunter?
The hunter.
I don't remember his name. I know you're talking about
though.
Do what?
It's like Blunderbuss or something. It's based on like his weapon, isn't it?
No, it is based on his gun, but Hammerlock maybe. Is
Hammerlock.
That his name?
Hammerlock.
Hammerlock. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing this quest for Hammerlock, and by the end of it, he gets so annoyed and pissed off with the inconsistencies in the species that he's just like, "Fuck it, call him boner farts." And so for the rest of the game, anytime you encounter a Bullymong, instead of having the name of it at the top, we would say Bullymong because this says boner fart.
Yep.
Well, I don't like that.
Yes, it does. That's the thing.
And I remember, like, the first time I played Borderlands 2, it was me and my good friend Trevor Camp who were playing it. And that popped up, and we had to pause the game. We were dying.
I don't like that at all. Sorry.
So, yeah,
can't take it. He's
Not a
gone.
fan of
I'm
that.
out. I'm out. See
It's
if I
like,
pick.
it's like when we lose Steven.
It's Bully Mongs, aka Boner Farts.
For the record, Steven came to the store today and lost his mind when we started talking about being returtled, if you know what I mean.
Oh no!
That's when you get turtled again. Turtled for a second time.
I do kind of wonder what Steven's reaction was to, because he's obviously played through that game as well. I wonder if he had a reaction to Boner Farts.
Stop saying that. All right, let's go to Shelby.
Well, my next pick is going to be something much cuter.
Thank you. I
It's a
know
demonic
that.
onion.
His name is Garlic Dad. And Shannon, you should know who this thing is.
He looks
It's
familiar.
from Eternal Sonata.
Yeah. There it is. I forgot his name was Garlic Dad.
Yeah.
What game is he from?
Eternal Sonata. The actual, the 100% true
I
story
also
of
know
how
this.
Chopin died. Chopin died.
Yeah, I played this game beginning to end.
Good game. Great game.
Yeah.
That's one of those really underrated. I know we're not talking about the games itself, but like that is truly one of the most underrated RPGs on last gen. Well, I guess two gens ago at this point.
Yeah,
It was very good.
Jesse, do you remember working at GameStop and getting in the faceplates for Eternal Sonata?
I do.
Yeah.
We had those sitting behind, like in the pre-order bonus drawer forever.
I have
Oh,
one.
I had one.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I kept it and I think one of like the WWE ones.
Because they sent us so many, and nobody pre-ordered the game, and then we were trying to give
And then
them
they didn't
away.
want 'em.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were trying to give them away as other pre-order bonuses and stuff, and people were like, "Nah, I'm good."
No one
I,
cared about Eternal Sonata, which was sad because it was legitimately a great game.
It was
took
so
one
pretty.
on my way out the door.
All right, Tanner, you're up. Number 4.
I'm going with the Pokemon myself now. I'm going with my dude Mimikyu, man.
He's the Halloween Pokemon of many.
He is the
He's
Halloween
legit,
Pokemon.
he's legit become one of my favorite Pokemon ever.
He just wants to be loved.
He does,
Boy.
and I love him.
Boy, do I know that feeling, except no one loves me like Tanner loves him. I also tried to look up Mimikyu, and I guess I'm tipsy enough that I looked up Mimiyuki, and that's not the same thing.
No, it's
no.
not.
Mimikyu.
Oh dear.
I don't recommend looking up Mimiyuki because her OnlyFans is the first thing that pops up.
Shannon, please. No.
Shannon does not have safe search on during his drunken searching.
Or any
dear.
searching. Or any searching. All right, Mimikyu. That's a good pick. Let's go to Double H.
This is gonna sound silly, but I suspect most, if not all of you, know what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna go with Rick. Let me show you Rick, and then you'll know who I'm talking about. Hang on.
Is it Rick Madick?
No. What?
No, it is
Hang
not.
on. It's this Rick.
He's a
Hey,
hamster.
That is Rick from Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Kirby. Yeah,
I did
absolutely.
not know
Yeah.
his name.
I didn't know his name
His
either.
name is
did
Rick.
not know his name.
Yeah, so there were 3 little like rideable creatures in Kirby's Dream Land 2, and it was Rick the hamster. What are the other ones? There's 2 more. There they are. Kine, which is the name of the fish, and then Koo, which was the owl. So Rick, Kine, and Koo.
He's a little
Yeah, I like Rick.
little
Well,
hamster.
he looks like he's little, but the best part is when you see him with Kirby, he's very big.
He's very
And I
large.
should-
Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah, because
Kirby just got
you
real
ride on
tiny.
his back. See?
Kirby just got
You
real
are-
tiny.
No, Kirby's normal size. You just jump on the back of that big ass hamster who spits fireballs and runs like a beast.
He ain't afraid
Yeah,
of no
I-
cat.
I fucking loved Rick when I was a kid. Well, okay, legitimately, and I'm gonna send this one more picture of Rick here. This is one of the reasons I liked him. It's the same reason I always loved what we now affectionately refer to as Fat Pikachu, because Rick is not fat, but he is
Aw.
shapes.
he
He's round.
was a little chunky.
He
He's
is
a little round guy.
huggable.
Yeah.
Right. He is friend shaped. And
Shaped.
it was one of those things where if I didn't have Rick as I was playing through, I was like, well, fuck it, man, restart the level, give me Rick back. I
Yep.
won't lose him. Yeah.
Rick.
I also want to point out that when I look up Rick Kirby, it's
Oh,
literally
no.
literally all pictures of this guy and this dude, whoever that is.
He's very happy to be there.
Mostly say he's going away. I'm getting rid of him.
Oh,
Mostly
Lord.
just Rick the hamster.
Lindsay, go ahead, please.
okay. There are many, many slimes in many, many games, but I am particularly attached to a little orange one known as a Drops from Ragnarok Online.
Yes.
It was my friend and my pet, and I had such a hard time keeping it fed, but I'm going with my Drops.
You have a picture of it? Because he was.
Yeah. Hang on. I got you. I will find the squishy Drops.
Drops from. Oh, I'm looking at him. Kind of reminds me of the Monster Hunter slime guy. He's just not blue.
It's just a cute little slime.
Yeah.
Well, that's someone's fan art. That's fine. This works.
We were all real big into Ragnarok at one point.
It's a web file, and I don't
Yes,
know how
all
to
of
save
us.
web file pictures.
Well, okay. To be fair, me, Lindsay, and Cass, the three of us, and Bob,
There you go.
we were big into Ragnarok Online at one point. And
Because of my name, people regularly think that I was big into Ragnarok. I've never played it.
Oh my gosh!
Because like my online name.
Green Zeppelin.
Yep, because apparently they created, importantly, after I had this handle, they created a band of frogs in Ragnarok and called them Green Zeppelin.
Oh,
Well, a band of frogs is one of my favorite terms.
Eat bail to a Drops if she doesn't behave.
From my last pick. So originally I was gonna pick Salacious Crumb because now I'm desperately searching for something because the things I loved were taken from me.
so you 10 of them.
What?
You said you had like 10 of them.
Yes, but like 8 of them were from Final Fantasy, and I only want to do one per game.
Well,
He's
that's a
trying to
you
not
problem.
overlap.
So.
You can
Tanner's
pick
already
something
broken
from
that rule.
Ragnarok, Shannon. I know there's something from Ragnarok you love.
Okay. I was gonna say originally I'm not gonna pick this one because I've talked about this too much. I want something new. But originally I was gonna say Earthworm the Dude. That's him right there. And his description is a rather suave-looking earthworm gifted with womanizing debonairness. And yeah, if that isn't me to a T, I don't know what is. But
I thought you would have went with a different one.
shut up, because I am.
Okay.
Instead, since Lindsay opened up the Ragnarok can of worms, so to speak, I'm gonna pick this guy. That's a rocker.
The rocker and his little violin.
It's just a grasshopper playing a violin.
What is this from?
Ragnarok Online.
Yeah, there's it's an MMO that was put out years ago. It looks a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics, and that's why I originally wanted to play it. It does not play like Final Fantasy Tactics, but it was a lot of fun. Me and Kaz and Lindsay and Bob have a lot of fond memories of it. And this was one of the early enemies you would fought. He was called a rocker, and he was just a grasshopper that just walked around playing the fiddle. And it was just fun. And since God
He's having a good time there.
Since God and Hunter takes everything else away from me, I'm just gonna pick the rocker.
Because we had rockers and those little dogs that would just go arf, 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 arf,
Yes.
arf, 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 until you killed it.
But to be fair to those dogs, they never took Grand Falloon.
No,
all right,
they did not.
I'm halfway through this bottle because I am so upset.
I need some clarification from
Say
Jesse.
hello
Jesse
to
said I
Ember
broke a
because she
rule.
keeps meowing outside your door.
Broke Shannon's self-imposed rule.
One per game? That was just on me. That was just on me.
Yeah,
that's not a rule. Yeah.
Shannon's self-imposed rule.
Because I didn't want to.
Okay, still, I'm curious what game I picked from, what character I picked from the same game.
No, you picked from Assassin's Creed twice.
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
I thought you specifically said you pulled 2 from Assassin's Creed.
No,
I was talking about.
No, he said we've been talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I talked about the Chocobo.
Rest in peace, Skull and Bones. All right, let's go to Jesse.
All right, my last one. I did think about doing a Pokemon here, but
I'm gonna stop drinking from this bottle. I'm halfway through it. I'm not quite drunk, but like at this point, I can't heal later. So yeah.
Put it down. Put it down.
Put it down. My
Good
night's
Shannon.
ruined. Go ahead, Jesse.
Goddamn, Shannon. I'm gonna go with the brutes from Halo.
I was waiting on a Halo one from you.
And like it was gonna like it. I like the Covenant for the non-humans. Like the Covenant are the coolest, but obviously you get to play as Covenant in Halo 2. So that makes them not eligible.
I would have picked Cortana.
I mean, I guess technically that would have worked. She's
Is it the male Cortana? Cortano?
Cortano.
I always like the brutes in Halo. Like they're just real big, angry, and cool.
Jesse, because I know no one else is going to pick it, can I make a what do you call it? Honorable mention suggestion for you?
Absolutely.
I'm really surprised that Shannon might have too, but I'm really surprised you didn't pick Jerry Fish.
Oh, damn it!
I was thinking about something from Elden Ring and completely I was trying to think of something from Elden Ring and move past it completely because I was like,
I literally have it written.
Really a species, but yeah, fucking Jerry Fish. That would have been.
I have it written. Spirit jellyfish ashes.
If there's anything I would credit Maria for, other than just being a nice person, that it's Jerry Fish. She introduced us to the name Jerry Fish, and we latched onto it and never let it go. So thank you, Maria. Rest in wherever you are.
And what a wonderful, tragic character Jerry Fish is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Maria.
What a wonderful, tragic character.
No, he's not going to say that because Jesse doesn't want to be part of State's Evidence A.
I don't need further lawsuits, so we're going to move right on to Shelby.
All right. Well, my last pick is going to be from a game called Re-Legend, which is just a monster taming game, and they have really beautifully done monsters. One of my favorites is called a Seirun, or Seirun, however you want to call it. Let me post this in here. It has multiple evolutions, so depending on what you feed this thing, either fish or plant life, it makes it either an aquatic version or a land version.
They're all pretty.
Right. In the bottom left corner there's a little picture of like its shadow version, which is one of the rare versions of it, which is basically everything you see is in a shadowed form of it, and it has like speckles of stars kind of going across it.
That's a Pokemon.
I like it.
So pretty.
It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon-like. It's Pokemon adjacent.
It's Pokemon adjacent. It has Pokemon tendencies. Yeah. All right, Tanner, last one. Better not be from Assassin's Creed or Jesse is watching.
He'll get you.
He'll get you.
I have been thinking about this one, and he brought up Halo, and I made me finally decide on it. I love the little fucking grunts from Halo.
They're funny.
Yeah.
They're very funny.
They're great.
They are.
Yeah.
Especially when you put like the mod on, where like if you shoot them in the head, they go, hey!
Is there one that's like a confetti thing? When you kill them, they burst into confetti?
It.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I always remember. I didn't play a lot of Halo, but I very
That
much
was the
remember
mod
that.
you could have
Yeah.
put on in the Horde mode, and it was spectacular.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's hundreds of these little dudes come running at you and just, hey.
That's one of the things I remember specifically from Halo. I kind of wish I had played more of Halo Infinite, but I didn't. So.
It was a lot of fun.
Tanner, before we get out of here, what are your thoughts on Daphne Keene?
I love her.
All right, from the horse's mouth. All right, Hunter.
Okay.
I was gonna throw in a pick for Sarah here because frankly I was gonna pick a Pokemon too, and for the record it was gonna be Blastoise. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I want to do something different.
We've done so many Pokemon lists.
And that's part of it. Sarah also recommended, she really likes, what's the little dragonfly from Spyro's name? Sparks?
Sparks. Yeah, I think
She really likes Sparks. And she also threw out Kazooie as one that she was like, I would have probably gone with the two of them. I'm going to throw one in for her that she doesn't know about, but I know that she utilized them regularly because I have not played Far Cry 5. Much like I haven't played Skyrim, but she fucking loves the Far Cry games, specifically 5. Well, the dog is great. The dog, I think, is named Boomer in that one. But Shannon, there's another animal companion you get, and his name is Cheeseburger. And he's a big ass bear.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Cheeseburger was a bear that they captured and tried to treat like a circus bear, and
Yeah.
you release him, and he's very grateful after the fact when you do that. To the point that he'll just eat people who were a problem for you.
Far
I like that bear.
Cry. Far Cry has like the best followers. It's absolutely insane,
Yeah.
but they're great.
So, and if I was going to pick from any of them, there was a variety of options there because there's Boomer the dog, which I love. He's great. But frankly, if I was going to pick a random dog, it would have been dog meat, right? I would have picked dog meat from Fallout. And then there's Cheeseburger, who I know she used quite a bit too, and that's why I settled on him. The only reason I didn't pick the other option is because neither of us has played this game. But I am made to understand that in Far Cry 6, there is also a dog option. This time, it's a little wiener dog who is he has this like
is the
his
one
back
with
legs, he has
wheelchair?
wheels.
Yeah,
and his name is Chorizo.
Yep.
And instead of being an attack dog, he's a distraction. So he'll like run through, and they'll be like, "Was that a fucking dog with wheels?"
Yes.
And then you just snap a guy's neck while they're looking.
100%. I
I
remember.
just love that.
Yeah, that I saw that a long time ago, and I thought, what a weird pick for a companion. But
Yes.
hey, thumbs
I
up.
do love Cheeseburger.
I'm
and
all for
Cheeseburger's
it.
a great fucking name for a bear too.
And a wrestler.
Also, apparently, you got to be careful feeding him because supposedly he has diabetes. But come to find out, bears can't get diabetes. So
Well-
the game just made that up. It's not real.
You know, Billy also has diabetes, and he still eats candy. So, whatever. Lindsay, last pick.
Okay, is everyone going to be disappointed if I don't pick a Pokemon? Because I
Yes.
originally
No.
wasn't
No.
planning on doing
No,
one.
it's gonna be fine.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
completely fine.
I'm the wrong
Okay,
one,
'cause-
I guess.
Yeah, so my last one is from Skylanders, another game I really liked, but I don't talk about a lot. And it's the Chompy. It's just the little green dude that you beat up on in like every level multiple
All right,
times.
now I'm a little disappointed that it's not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Is a Chompy.
I don't
And
know
it's
anything
not
about-
loading. What the hell?
Oh,
It's not
about
loaded.
this.
Lindsay is not
You gotta
good
click
with
on
technology.
Okay.
Hang
Whatever.
on.
It's a little
I got
green dude with sharp teeth and tiny eyes.
Little green ghouls, buddy. He looks
There
like
we go.
that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dang.
Really quick,
'Cause I am incompetent, apparently.
we want
It's
to
not necessary.
we want to send our best wishes out to the team behind Minecraft. Really quick.
Is this the in memoriam segment of the night?
I just
Yes.
feel really bad for them because I watched that trailer, and that is one of the worst trailers
So
I've ever seen.
Bad.
Looks terrible.
This is
It
not,
is like I haven't even watched it. I just keep hearing it as a blatant cash grab.
dude. This
Plus, I mean, we're not the target audience. It's clearly for kids, and they threw Jason Momoa in there so moms will take them.
well, it's clearly for people that get returtled. You know,
Oh no!
To get another turtle.
a double turtle. This year has not really been kind to mediocrity. It started.
No.
I think it started with Skull and Bones, which I spent $100 on, and I haven't forgiven myself for. It's why I drink, honestly. And
Shannon, please.
it's continued with stuff like the Borderlands film and Concord, which we didn't really talk about, but my God, only lasted a week
Man.
and a half before they pulled
Yeah.
it from shelves. I think people are starting to get real sick of cash grab mediocrity, and I'm kind of for it. I feel bad for some of the people behind these things, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's time someone stood up and said no more. So, you know.
Yeah, but see, they're doing that, then you get what happens to the Acolytes, and I fucking love that show.
No, they were right.
No,
They were right.
I also like that show, but admittedly, like, Tanner, come on, there were a lot of problems.
There were, but I still
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I also
Again,
enjoyed it.
I
I
had
also
the
enjoyed
ability
it.
to
But-
sit down.
But here's the
I
other
have the
thing.
ability to sit down and watch a show and
No.
like take myself out of those things.
No, we've discussed this before. I don't want to get into this fight. We had a good night. Please, let me just have
That's not-
something.
Not what I'm gonna say. All I was
Okay.
gonna say was you got a whole season of it. I mean,
That's
just
Yeah.
because they're not coming back with more
That's
doesn't.
true.
Here's what didn't happen. They didn't air 2 episodes of The Acolyte and then go, "Wow, this ain't working.
Dude,
Cut it out."
Yeah,
Yeah.
They aired a whole season.
The only thing,
yeah,
the only thing I'm sad
Also,
about is we're not going to get to see more Plagueis.
that happened to
Well,
for
not-
the
not in
record.
that show.
For the
not
record.
not on
show.
that one, but they are reformatting their TV stuff so it's separate from the people doing the film, so they can treat it like an actual TV property. So it won't be The Acolyte, but they could easily bring stuff back in that story vein without being that
I'm cool with that.
I want to bring up
I'm good with that.
There was a show that Allie and I started to watch that we never got to finish because halfway through us watching it, because we watched it a little bit later after it had already come out, it was still like actively on TV, but we were kind of watching it after the first season came out because we didn't want to like wait week to week, and that was The Mist. She and I watched The Mist and we were so excited about it. We watched half of the season, and then halfway through the season, they canceled the show. Now knowing that they were never going to finish the story, it was like, what's the point of watching it anymore? So at least with The Acolyte, you did get the one season. I just wish they hadn't fucking teased so much that we will potentially never get, resolutions to.
That was part of the problem. It felt like it wasn't good too, because you're teeing up so many things that you don't even know if they're going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what they've been doing at the Marvel TV series as well, which is part of the problem. They are focusing more on, oh, we're going to tease this as opposed to let this be its thing. And then at the tail end, okay, then tease something. Don't tease all the stuff in between. And that's part of the problem, is that the people doing this stuff, we're treating it like the movie franchises and stuff that way, when it needs to be its own separate entity and handled differently. And they're in the process of correcting that.
Boy, that's a whole episode on its own. And maybe that's something we'll talk about in the future, because I would love to do episodes that deviate from our formula. But until then, that is going to do it for us this week. However, it was a good week. We talked about TMNT 2 last night with Dalton. Finally got him on the show, the E&E. That was a lot of fun, even though it kind of broke his heart. But that's what we do.
Watching the movie broke his heart. It's just learning more about it as longer it went, the more sad he got.
And I 100% agree with that. We talked about this tonight. I think we'll bring this up on E&E probably at the end of the year. But Hunter and I were kind of discussing today all of the movies in the past year and a half, close to 2 years towards the end, that we gave 2 thumbs up to and 2 thumbs down to. There were more 2 thumbs up than 2 thumbs down. Unfortunately, the 2 thumbs down club is it's very exclusive.
Well, and we're talking across the board, like unanimous.
Right.
Because there are a bunch of movies that I have, I know not a bunch, but there are definitely movies I've given 2 thumbs down to that nobody else didn't like as much, and vice versa.
But there were some that we all agreed on.
Right. I think we found only 4 that were strictly 2 thumbs down across the board for everyone that was on the show at that time. And it was pretty much what you expected. Fateful Findings.
Mad God.
Which
is by far
Dog Soldiers.
Mad God is probably the movie I hated the most, but Space Jam, the sequel, is the one that, we'll talk about that towards the end of the year. But we have a new episode of E&E coming up this Tuesday. But before we talk about that, Hunter, it's the return of PC85 Plays, finally.
Yes, on Monday. So let's get all these days straight. So next week we are starting back with PC85 Plays. We're moving to Mondays going forward, which doesn't mean a whole lot for the listener. You might just hear it a little bit earlier, but we're gonna move that to recording on Monday nights or later. Who knows? But Act 2 of the Deadlands game we started earlier this year, The Horror at Headstone Hill, returns on Monday. So that's Shannon, that's Lindsay, that's Kaz, and that's Steven. We will start that back then. We planned to start it this week, and things got a little awry. So Monday we're starting that. Next Wednesday, Sequel September continues on Extras and Epilogues. We had, again, TMNT 2 this week. We got Terminator 2 Judgment Day this coming week. Dalton is coming back for a twofer. Since he never gotten to do the show before, we're bringing him in for a double feature, basically.
Double Dalton.
Yes. We didn't even realize, or I didn't realize until I put the notes together, that he had never done an episode of that show with us until TMNT.
Same.
We couldn't leave it on that.
I also didn't know that he was such a big Terminator 2 fan.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yep. So coming in for that, coming up later this month, we got Rocky 2. We've got
Bill and
Ted's Bogus Journey. So obviously Lindsay will be back. Good things coming down the pipeline. And we're a month away. We're a month away from October.
Oh.
I gotta start writing.
Same.
Here's what Zane Laney saved us
you
from
got
this
that Word
month.
document open?
Zane Laney saved us from watching Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
Yes,
he did.
But one day, I promise. All right, that's gonna do it for us
tonight.
That's
when you invite Zane to watch it with you.
Oh, Zane Laney, he's never been on the show before. I would love to have Zane. We were gonna save him for Podzilla Con, but considering the rapid death of the show, I don't think that's gonna happen. But we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's gonna do it for us tonight. I want to thank Hunter and Jesse, Lindsay, Shelby, and Tanner for being on here. I wish Steven, aka America's Sweetheart, could have been on, but he's a working man. Until next week, we will see you guys then. Until then, Tanner, since you never get to be on anymore, it's the first time we've seen you in months. I will give you the honor of telling Shelby to take us out.
Shelby, take us out.
God damn it!
Hey, Jim.